Okay, y'all, we are here today. It is St. Patrick's Day, and I'm here with my friend, Mr. Craig Madden. And we got a crazy story for y'all today, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. I am Nightman of Dreamland. Okay, my friend, Mr. Craig Madden. He's gonna give you a little story about. I don't want to ruin it for y'all, so I'm gonna let him take it away from here. So, Mr. Craig Madden, can you tell these people your story?
I'll be happy to tell my story, Chris, and this is one of many that I hope to be able to share with you in the future.
Definitely, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
I've been an outdoorsman my whole life, fishing, hunting, uh, pretty much anything outdoors. I enjoy camping, canoeing. Did a lot of primitive camping when I was younger by myself in the woods for days at a time. And, over the years, I've had lots of unexplained stuff happen in the woods. I never really thought about it too much because, when you're in the woods by yourself, you probably really don't want to dwell on things, what could be out there with you. I mean, I know there's bears, there's wild hog, there's lots of places in Florida, there's panther, uh, but none of those things ever really scared me. I'm a big guy. I know how to handle myself, and I know how to handle myself in the woods. So I never really lived in fear of being in the woods by myself until the event that I'm about to describe to you. And for years after this, I refused to hunt alone. Uh, I refused to go into remote areas by myself. Uh, my wife could share that with you. She knows there's not much that puts fear in me. I don't fear any man. I fear God. That's about it. So my story. This occurred in October of 2006 on the Escambia River. I'm not going to give the exact location. Some of you that are from the Escambia County, Santa Rosa County area, you probably know the area by the description I give. I was going into the woods to do some scouting for squirrel hunting, which would open up in November, and I wanted to find a place that had a good amount of squirrels so I could go in and get a few on opening day. And I pulled onto a 2-track road that runs along the river. And as soon as I pulled onto the 2-track road, I saw what I thought was a very tall man dressed in dark clothing from head to toe. And what I thought was a large red dog at his feet. And I thought to myself, that's the biggest Irish setter that I've ever seen, because it looked like a really big red-haired dog. And as I watched the man, he made a shooing motion, and what I thought was a dog proceeded to run off into the woods on all fours, but it did not run like a dog. If I had to compare it to anything, if you've ever seen film of a gorilla or a chimpanzee running on all fours, that's what it looked like. So at this point, I took a closer look at the man, who was about somewhere between 50 to 70 yards from me, probably closer to 70, close enough that as the sun continued to come up and the light got a little better, I could clearly see that this was not a man, because he was covered in red hair, darker red, shades of brown from head to toe, except for his face. And his face, I could see very clearly that the face was human. It was a human face, not exactly like ours, but The eyebrows were protruding. The nose was just like a human nose. Not long and pointed like mine, though. It was more flat, but it had a hood on the nose like a human nose does. And as I was watching this, it struck me. I knew exactly what I was looking at. Uh, I don't have to say the name; they go by many names. And as I continued to watch him, from the ground in front of him, behind a log, much like the one I'm sitting on here, I saw an arm reach up. And on the arm, there was red hair about 4 to 5 inches long hanging down from the arm. And this man walked over and took the hand of this other person, for lack of a better word, and laid down with, I'm going to assume, her. And I had a cell phone. I was completely in shock. I didn't even think to grab my cell phone. And I just continued to watch what was happening in front of my eyes. And I'm not going to go into heavy description about that, but I would say if they weren't covered in hair and a lot bigger than me, that I was watching two people being intimate in the woods. I could not see her at all because she was behind the log. Once she put her arm down, I could no longer see her, but I could see him. And I guess I got a little nervous. My foot creeped off of my brake pedal a little bit, and the SUV I was driving made a creaking noise. The man put his hand on the ground and stood straight up and began to walk directly toward my vehicle. I was out of shock at that point. I realized exactly what I was looking at, threw the truck into reverse, backed up, and slung gravel on my way out of there. And I was thinking, where'd the other one go? The one that went into the woods? Because for all I knew, it was about to run out of the woods into the parking area that I was in. So I just gunned it and just got out of there. From that day, knowing what I saw and seeing how large this man was, and I want to iterate as well that when he stood up and began walking towards me, his penis was very evident as he walked towards me. I know it sounds funny, but it was not funny when it happened, and I don't really look at it as being humorous now, even though I have a smile on my face. But it was terrifying. It was terrifying. And for many years after that, I would not go in the woods alone. I'm still uncomfortable even carrying a gun going into the woods by myself. That's my story. Since that happened, I've looked back at other stories that I can share where I did not see a creature, but I know from the sounds I heard and the things that I saw after hearing the sounds that it was the same type of creature involved in those incidents. I hope that this story will be helpful to some people. Maybe you've had an experience and you're afraid to share it. I've never been afraid to share this experience because I know what I saw. And I don't care what people think. It doesn't matter to me whether you believe in something being out in the woods or not. I'm here to tell you they're out there, whether you believe it or not. And I don't think they mean any harm to people, most of them. But since they are what I would consider to be people, uh, some people can be crazy. So when you're in the woods, be careful, you know, protect yourself and pay attention to what's around you.
All right, before we get out of here, I just want to thank you for your time and your story, and we'll definitely be getting back up to do more stories. So for the people out there, man, y'all let us know what y'all tell us what y'all think in the comments, man. If y'all had any experiences like this, or if y'all know somebody who had, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Remember to hit the subscribe, like, and share, and we thank you, and thank you once again for your time and your story. And
Thanks for letting me share, Chris.
no problem, man. Y'all remember, man, y'all be safe out here, man. You never know what's out here, man. So thank you once again.